Today I've got something really cool for you. I'm going to show you how to set up a background job in C# using Hangfire. If you have ever wanted to run tasks like sending emails, processing data, or anything else in the background without freezing your application, then this video is for you. In most of you who can be wondering what is Hangfire. Hangfire is a powerful library for handling background tasks in .NET, and it's incredibly easy to use and integrate, and it comes with a dashboard that lets you monitor all your jobs in real time. We'll cover everything from fire and forget jobs, delayed jobs, to recurring jobs, and of course, I will show you how to track them using Hangfire built-in or ready-made dashboard. By the end of this video, you'll be able to set up Hangfire in your C# project, use it for scheduling background tasks, and monitor everything from a slick dashboard, perfect for beginners. So then don't worry if you're new to C# or Hangfire, I will walk you through step by step as always. Alright, let's get started by creating a new ASP.NET Core Web API project. So then when you are inside your Visual Studio, just search for ASP.NET Core Web API project. Then in this case it's this one, and then you select that and then click next. Then let's name our project something like Hangfire. Let's say Hangfire background jobs by Prof. Right? Then when it's like that, you will see that your project will be created in that directory, which is okay. And then now in your case, the simple things, it's you will then see your project wherever that your project will be is situated on. Once you name your project Hangfire project jobs by Prof, or whatever name that you can come up with, in this case just hit next, then click create. Let's just give Visual Studio some time to create our project. Then our project is created. You need to see these files by default when your project is created, and then you will have your properties, controller, dependencies, and your .csj project program files, and your app settings, which is just like that. So then you will need only a couple of things to just get started with, and without wasting any time, let's start by creating our controller. So then come to the controller folder, click add controller, select MVC controller empty, and then you add that. Let's just name our controller jobs controller, just like that, and then hit add. Our jobs controller is added just like that, and now you are good to go. So looking at that, you will then have your weather forecast controller and the weather forecast files, which comes by default. You can just highlight that and hit delete. It will prompt you, and then just hit OK. And same as here, weather forecast will be deleted permanently, just like that. So then now we have that. So then now we'll be coming to the most interesting part, to install the packages that we need. We need to add Hangfire and Hangfire.SQL server, which is good. And then in this case, just come to tools, then go to NuGet package manager, and then select that, and then you will see this. Without wasting any time, then first thing first, you need to cd into the directory where your project is situated. So then in our case, my project is sitting right here. Then hit enter, and then let's just add the forward slash. Let's just add the forward slash. Okay, once you have got your path right, what you need to do, you just need to do .net. Let's say .net add package, then capital letter H, and then everything lowercase, then add Hangfire. Then like that, your package will be added nicely and smoothly. And then again, let's do the SQL server, hangfire.sql server. So then it's .net add package hangfire hangfire.sql server SQL server with capital letter S like that, and then hit enter. We just need to fix our spelling on .net. So then you say .net add package hangfire .sql server. Just proofread that. It looks pretty much good. Hit enter. There you go. Now that everything is added, what you need to do, you need to add the package Microsoft.data for the SQL client. So then just do the same. You will say add package, then you say Microsoft. Let's just put our I right in there. Microsoft dot data dot SQL client with the capital C, just like that, and hit enter. And then add is not recognized, like that. So then you just need to do .net add. Then let's just copy that. Let's just copy that as it is. Then replace that with that. Then hit enter. Then there you go. So then pretty much that's what you need to do to add all your packages and everything else that needs to be installed. So now step 3 will be configuring the Hangfire. So then to add the Hangfire service and configure your SQL Server storage in your program.cs, you need to hook up Hangfire to the project so that it is recognized. So it's easy and pretty much straightforward. So what you need to do, you just need to do it like this. So then let's just say come here and 2-step down, and then create some space, and then let's just add the namespaces. So then what you need to do, you will say using Hangfire, then close that, and then second you will say using Hangfire, then .sql server, which is that, and then you close that nicely, right? Okay, once you've got your namespaces added in there, what you need to do, you just need to come under builder.service.add controllers, and then you do 2-step down, and then I like commenting everything. So then what we will do, just do // to add a comment. That's in C# to add a comment. So then you will do space and say add Hangfire services and configure SQL server storage. And then just under that, that's where we will be adding our Hangfire services and configure the SQL server storage, right? So then just do builder.services dot add Hangfire, the one there, and then open that, then say config. This is where we configure or hook up Hangfire to our project. So then you say config just space and then put that operator in there and do it like that, and then create some space and then say config dot set. Here you're trying to set the data compatibility level in terms of defining your version. So then you will say set data compatibility level and just another bracket, and then say compatibility level, put that in, and you say dot, and then you select the version of .170 and then close that. Then once that is closed, and then you will just do that and say dot. Here you're trying to use the simple assembly name, so you will say use simple assembly name serializer, then create that, right? And then just go one step down again, say dot. Here you're trying to use the default type serializer to serialize your JSON. So then you will then say use simple no, let's do default instead. Let's do default, which is this default type serializer, and then do that and just put these two guys in front here, and then go one step down again and you will say dot and use SQL server storage. So then you will say use SQL server storage, then just open a bracket and do builder let's say builder dot, and you say configuration, just like that, and you say dot. You're trying to get the connection string, so then of course what will happen is you need to make sure that you get connection string. So then say get connection string, and then open another two brackets where you're going to put your string. So then what is your string name? Let's call it Hangfire connection. which is the string name. And then let's just say new SQL server storage option. New SQL server storage option, like that. And then without wasting any time, just go down and do curly bracket, and then inside the curly brackets, that's where we're going to have our commands. So then let's say command batch. Here, that's where we're timing all our batches and fetching all the jobs. So then we'll say command batch timeout, and then we set that timeout equals to time span. Then we'll say time span dot from minutes. Let's say from minutes, so that we can monitor it fast, and then we assign minutes that we want. So we will say from minutes, and then have that in there, and then the invisibility in terms of time. So then we will then say sliding invisibility timeout. Invisibility. Okay, you will then have to set this, let's say sliding invisibility timeout. Sliding invisibility timeout, and equals to, let's give it time span. So let's just say sliding invisibility, and then let's close this with that, and close this with that. Then let's go one step down, and let's do like the queue polling interval. So then this is where we'll be polling what's in the queue. So then let's say queue poll interval equals to time span dot 0. So, and we close that, and we do the use recommendation. So then with the use recommendation, what happens here, we just setting a boolean. So then we assign it to true. So let's do the use recommended isolation level. So let's choose this one, and then we say true, and then we give it true. And at some point, I normally do also the use page log on the queue, but it's not important, you can leave it out. But what we can do, we can say use page log on the queue, and let's do it like this, and say true. You give it a true like that, and then let's do also the disable global lock, which is disable global locks, and also assign it to true. Then give it that true, it disave, and then let's just add another bracket here, and let's close it with that. You see, you've got that. And then right down here, what you need to do, let's make another comment and say this is where we add the Hangfire server. So then let's say add Hangfire server. So we will do builder dot service, and then dot add Hangfire server. Let's select this one, and then let's close it like that. Alright, so then when you have that, the last thing that you need to do, or last but not least, you need to also add the use of Hangfire Dashboard, like for monitoring our jobs. So then where can we put that? Okay, then let's come right here just after the build. So let's do a command to say use Hangfire Dashboard, using Fire Dashboard for monitoring jobs. So what you need to do, we need to say app dot use Hangfire Dashboard, and then just like that you are good. And then last thing that you need to do on the program.cs, we need to add or do the mapping of the Hangfire Dashboard. So then just after where we have mapped our controller, let's just make another comment and say dashboard okay, let's say Hangfire Dashboard mapping. So this is where we will do our app dot map Hangfire Dashboard, like that. We'll close it like that. So then now you have everything that it takes for you to have a fully functional Hangfire background jobs configured in your program.cs. So then now let's write our controller. Just click controller, and then you go to the controller, and then you will start with adding the correct namespaces, because remember we have installed that. So then let's say using Hangfire, and we close that, and then let's come here again and say using Hangfire. Let's just correct that, or maybe let's leave it. Let's just say using system, and we close it like that. And then just come inside this Hangfire background jobs by prof.controllers and highlight everything and hit delete. We write everything from scratch here. So then what we need to do, we need to do these brackets where we do our route for routing, and then we do it like this. So we will say API, let's just fix that, API / then do this controller, let's say controller, okay, and once we have that, what we need to do, we need to come here and say, and open that. Let's name it API controller. Let's name it API controller. So then now we are free to come down here, and start public class. Let's name it jobs controller, and we do colon and assign it controller base. Let's just fix the spelling here at the R for controller base, which is that, and then we go one step down, and then that's where we can now say we can, okay, then let's start with our fire and forget job, just doing an example. So then let's do // for a comment and say fire and forget. Okay, maybe let's just separate it by dashes. Let's say fire and forget and say space, alright, job, and then down here that's where we can now say we're creating a post here. So then let's select HTTP post, and then let's do this and name that fire and forget. Let's write our forget nicely. So fire and forget. So fire and forget, what we gonna do, let's do public, I action results. Let's do public I action results and create. Here we're creating because we be posting. So then let's say create fire and forget job. Create fire and forget, fire and forget job, and then let's go there. So we do another method to create fire and forget job. So then we will say background job dot enqueue. Remember we be queuing that, so we say enqueue and we do it like that. We do it like that, and let's just take that. Let's delete these curly brackets and do maybe console. Let's console right line. Let's console right line, and then this is what we aiming to see. So then we will say fire and forget, job by prof has executed, right? So let's just put a full stop here. So we will do that, then let's give it another bracket here, and we close that. So we need to return something. What are we returning? We must return okay. So let's return okay. Let's return okay. Then inside here we need to see something. So then we need to see fire and forget job by prof has been created, so that we can see that it's created. So let's copy this instead of wasting time. Let's copy this, and then maybe we can just say has been created, just like that. So we are great to go. Then next thing, to step down, and then we're doing now a delayed job. So then with the delayed job, let's do // and call this delayed job, or jobs that you can schedule. So let's say delayed job. Without wasting any time, let's create another post. But it's the same post. So then let's copy this method up here to save time and do it like that, and we can just change the method name. Let's call this create delayed job, right? So then same thing here on the background job. Instead of NQ, you need to schedule. Remember, when you delay something, even when you want to send an email, you can delay or set the time that this mail must be executed in XYZ time. So then here you do dot schedule. So then let's say dot schedule like that. And then since that is the schedule, you need to make sure that on the console you change it to delayed job executed. So let's say delayed job executed, and once that is executed, we will do like time span to just set the time. So it's time span dot from seconds, and then we give it some time. So let's give it 30. It's not bad, right? Just like that, you are good to go. So then we're returning something. So instead of that, we can just change these two. Delayed job has been created and will be executed in 30 seconds. So let's say delayed job has been created, will execute in 30 seconds. So then now we need to do also the recurring job. So recurring job, it's the same post. So pretty much it's the same post, but what we will do, we will copy this same method. Just to save time, and then 2-step down, and then do that. So then let's change the name of this to recurring job. So let's just change the method name to create a recurring job. And then maybe here on the post, let's change it to delayed job. And also here, because we copied from the upper method, so then we will have to name this recurring job. Now we have got our method name in there. So then what we need to do, we need to say recurring job dot update, because this is now a recurring job. So then let's do it like this. Actually, let's just delete this whole implementation in here, and let's do a recurring job dot add or update, and we do my recurring job then we console write line. So then inside that console, we need to have something. So we will say recurring job executed. recurring job executed. So we just need to cron it like minutely. So we will do cron dot minutely. You can do hourly or daily, whatever, but then for the sake of having it processing everything faster, we will do minutely, and then we close that. So then we need to return something as always. So then let's return that and close, and we need to have something inside. So then we will then have to say a recurring job has been created and will execute every minute, like that. Now we're done with the recurring job, and then we will then have to do a continuation job, which is the last job type. So then let's do // and then do continuation job. Then without wasting any time, let's just do it like this. Public iAction results, and then we give it the method name. Let's call it create continuation job. Create continuation job. Continuation job. Let's just rectify the spelling. Okay. So then we will do it like this. Create continuation job. Then let's do the implementation. We will then have to say var job ID equals to background job, and dot, we're getting everything in the queue, so we do dot enqueue, and we do it like that. So then we will just then have to do that, and we console dot write line. We console dot write line, and then we will say initial job executed. Initial job executed, then which is that. And then as always, we will then have to have our background job continuation. So we will have to say background job dot continue with a job ID. So then we will say continue with then let's say job ID, then we will do something like this as we normally do, and we console write line. So then we will say continuation job executed. Let's just fix the executed after initial job, and then as that we give it the closing bracket, and then we return something. So then what are we returning? Continuation job has been created. So then without wasting any time, let's do continuation job has been created. It's been created. Then let's close that. Let's just maybe do the casing right here, and then maybe the JO, let's do lowercase for everything to look nice. And then that's now our job types. So then let's hit save. And the next thing what we need to do is to set up our app setting. So then we will do this as fast as possible. So then let's just hit this, delete, and then as JSON, writing JSON, you will do that, and then inside that, then that's where we're going to nest our objects. So we will do let's name it connection strings, and then inside that, then we will name this one Hangfire. Maybe let's just stick to one word. So then Hangfire connection. At some point you can do a mistake and write connections. It's still true, or it's still okay. So then let's give it our server. So then we say server testing locally. So then as always, let's do localhost, and then we give it a database equals to, what can we name our DB? So okay, then let's do Hangfire. Let's stick to one word. Hangfire by Prof. Okay. So then that's our database name, and then we just need to queue maybe the certification issue if you're running on some machine that will require certificate to access that. So then we just do trusted connection, then give it true, and then do trust server, certificate, and then give it true, and close that. So then just close that with a comma, and then you go maybe a step down. By default we would do login, but it's not important. So then, but for the sake of you grabbing the gist of it, let's do this and select login. So then inside the login, what are we going to have? We need to have our log level. So then let's select the log level. Then inside the log level, we need to nest something in there. So then let's do default. And we want to log what? Information. Then let's close that, and then let's do another let's do Microsoft. I don't know if you own some iOS what you would do. So then, but let's do Microsoft. Let's do Microsoft. Then we need to see the warning. So then let's just close that, and we also have to close that, and then let's just go one step down, and then we will do Microsoft.hosting lifetime. This is more of hosting bundles, but it's important for you to grab the gist of that as well. So then we do Microsoft.hosting.lifetime. Microsoft.hosting.lifetime. So then even here we're getting information, and we just close this. So then we need to do allowed host like that. Then inside allowed host, we're not allowing anything. Let's just put a star and hit save. So the next thing, we will then have to create our DB. Then let's copy our DB name, Hangfire by Prof, and then we come to the Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, and then come to databases, and you do new database. Then let's paste that name in, then hit OK. Then database is created, and then just like that, your database is created, and then minimize that. The now moment of truth, let's run our application and see how it performs. Our application started, waiting for the server which is listening to respond, and then it's taking time. Okay, our app has loaded, and then now you can see everything pretty nice in there. So you can see Hangfire background jobs by Prof, and then the version of V1 in there. And now this is all our job types. So then let's just taste all of them. So then let's click try out and then execute, and then boom, we're getting 200 response, which is a success here. And then the response body, fire and forget job by Prof, has been created, right? Then let's taste other ones. Let's do a delayed job, then try it out, then let's execute that, boom, then response 200 success, and then delayed job has been created and will execute in 30 seconds, which is good. And then the third one is the recurring job. Let's do recurring job, try it out, and then we execute it, and then recurring job has been created nicely with our 200 success in there, which is good. And then the last is continuation job, which is that continuation job, right? And then as the continuation job, we need to make sure that we set that continuation job in there, and it's going to be nice. So let's try the continuation job. Click try out, and we execute that. Boom, continuation job has been created with our 200 success. So then now the greatest part is for us to utilize the Hangfire dashboard. That will be a great thing. So then we should be able to see the jobs under succeeded jobs section, and if it has been completed, and all those other jobs. So then let's just open a new tab in here, and we type HTTPS. So then HTTPS, and we do the local host. It's running on what? Oh, it's running on 7214. Let's do this one. Boom, and then you can now see the overview of everything. So then we have got our recurring jobs. So then this is my recurring job, and then we can see and monitor in real time. And then the servers, we can see our servers. Then let's come to jobs. Then let's see succeeded jobs. We can see all succeeded jobs. Let's click there. We can now see this is my recurring job, and we can see what we're writing from the console, which is good. And then let's see the other one, continuation job executed after initial job. Then we can also requeue the job if you want to, or delete it if we need. So then it keeps on recurring. That's why another total change to 7 every after minute. So if you check here, this is continuation. And then also if you check here, this is recurring, right? How cool is that? Which is the great thing. And on deleted, if we delete that, let's delete it. And do you really want to delete it? Oh, okay, it's deleted. And then now you can see deleted is 1. Then is that job we have deleted. If you want to requeue that job, let's key requeue, and we go to succeeded. You now see that number went up to 7 again. And then if you want to delete this, we delete it. Let's delete it. Now succeeded is 6, deleted is 1. And then let's requeue that. Requeue. And then now succeeded, it's 8. It's no longer 7 because it has added a new continuation job after each and every after 1 minute. So which is the great part. And then just go and try it out by yourself, which is the greatest thing. So then now your API is ready, and your project is running. And then now we have also checked the Hangfire dashboard to see our jobs in action, and then we are all good. And that's it. You have just learned how to run background jobs in C# Hangfire. Whether you are building a web app or processing a long-running task in the background, Hangfire makes it incredibly easy for you to do what you're trying to achieve. So if you found this helpful, you already know what to do. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon for more tutorials like this in a simple context. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'll be happy to help, just like that. So then thank you so much. See you on the next one.